Mr. Selu. A lot has been said. I'm not going to say so much. I thank God that has made us come here today and say farewell to Mr. Mkuta. Even if it is COVID time that is difficult to be, I am sure if it wasn't around this time, this season of fearing to get sick, this church will be full of friends to Mr. Mkuta. Thank you so much, Esther, for loving us, for allowing us to be near you around this time. You've lost your husband, but we've also lost a brother, a friend, somebody who will always be in our hearts. The children, I thank you so much also. When you lose a parent, sometimes it's difficult to open your heart and listen to or talk to people according to how you feel or how the situation is going through. But these children have been so cooperating, opening their hearts and hands and their home for us to mourn together. I can't say so much. I stand here as a person whom Mr. Mkuta accepted or invited in his life as Senga w'abaana. I was so proud because when somebody says that to you, he's inviting you to be a sister to him. They were my neighbors, but to me, they became more than neighbors. They were like relatives. So Esther and children, Mr. Mkuta have always been there for me, always. What I can tell you today, Mr. Mkuta has left us, but my family will always be there for you. So please keep the same spirit that we have had as neighbors, I will be always the Sengawa one as Mr. Mkuta gave me that title. I'm very proud of that. Mr. Seru mentioned that I was to talk on behalf of some groups. I think those groups, he has just mentioned them also. Those ladies, the Ukakos ladies, the Gloria sisters, the Vachala Mukusenza Muluganda, many other groups of women in the Ugandan society wanted to stand here and talk on behalf of this family. But because of the shortage of time and the COVID situation, so some of them are sick, couldn't make it here. But once again, we're so proud of Mr. Mkuta. He was a man who respected women organizations. He was really our patron. Ms. Kalala has talked a lot, and we've had other witnesses who came here around the same time with Mr. Mkuta, how much he gave them a hand to integrate in this society, Swedish society, and other things. We shall remember Mr. Mkuta as a man of his word, a man who is genuine, a man who is straightforward, a man who has all characters most of us admired. He was straightforward about and open-hearted about religions, about politics, about behaving anyhow. He was so open and kind and loving. So I believe God has received him in his paradise. Mr. Mkuta has left us a good memory or examples that most of us we shall follow, even if some of them we've been trying to do or to show him that we are doing them when he's around. And I promise him that all his dreams or what he used to talk about or what he taught us, we shall try to practice them in his absence. And I believe his children are going to do the same. And I believe our sister Esther would continue the same way as she has always been. So women, Gloria sisters, Protestants, Seventh Day, all the religious communities in this society, Mr. Mkuta's home was welcoming everybody, even Muslims. So his home was a home for everybody. And during this COVID situation, even if we've been fearing that maybe we're going to make each other get sick, but still when it came to Mr. Mkuta's home, everybody came in different groups, daily, different hours of the day, sleeping there, as he said, as Mr. Sewa have been saying. We shall continue the same. Losing someone you love is difficult to accept it, but when you're a believer, you believe that he's in the good hands of the Lord. Thank you so much, mourners, once again, and let us continue supporting the family of Mr. Mkuta. And I thank very much the organizing committee, as Mr. Saro has just said, and I think we shall continue doing it. We shall continue being near Mrs. Mkuta and the children. And I believe after all this time of COVID, the way it is, I believe we shall have a bigger gathering whereby each and everybody who wanted to say something or to talk about Mr. Mkuta will have that moment. Maybe not next month, but we have all that dream. The committee have been talking about it very much, and I believe we shall fulfill that dream. Thank you once again for allowing me to stand here, and let us pray to the Lord to forgive what went wrong during Mr. Mkuta's life. Thank you very much.